gents, nice to see you back. Sorry about my delays in doing my usual vlogging that I usually do. I know I've been doing a lot of the pool type thing here, so that's mainly where I've been situated at because I didn't have that much to say. Anyhow, so thank God it's my Saturday today, which is actually Friday, the end of the week, for everybody else who works Monday through Friday. And anything exciting happening? Not that much. So far, I've ended up getting my position as full time. Thank God for that. And I'm happy. I'm working. I'm employed. Happy camper. Just the weather has been getting a little hectic here and there. Temperature's going to the extreme. Right now it's fairly humid outside, even for this time of year. And I have the air conditioner on in my room. Just have to bug my father there just to leave it running there because it's too warm for me, even in my room, because I have a couple computers running 24/7 doing what I'm doing at home. And of course doing my my vlogs there, so that takes a little extra time in order to get those done. So other than that, the tournament billiards that I had set up for the group for my work there seems like it's going to be a no-go for a little while because it looks like nobody's really any longer interested in doing something like that, which I was hoping that it would go through without any problems. But you know how it is, things change for whatever reason it is, so I'm not going to bitch and complain. But I do have it set up just in case if they do want to do it. I am not going to force it down their throats. As for my love life, still up in the air. I'm still talking with my ex who has the 2 kids, so I'm still kind of helping out with that, and helping the daughter at least, which I'm kind of reluctantly going to have to say no next time around because she just turned 18 this past April, so she's now officially 18 years old. So at that point in time, it's time for me to release my obligations over the last 13 years of helping them out, because at this point I didn't have to do it, or I didn't need to do it all those years ago. I took on the responsibility as for helping them out with the intentions of us being together as a family, but that never panned out due to underlying circumstances from my ex. So, and it's no longer viable to me any longer due to personal reasons between my ex and myself and what had happened, what has transpired between us. Even though she wants to be together, I don't think it's ever going to happen. So at this point, I'm still do what I gotta do to keep myself afloat and keep my sanity in check. Billiards wise, as for playing the game, as you guys can see, some games I'm doing okay. Other games, it's like, could always be better. Or it's like, down like, what were you doing? Type of thing, you know? So I haven't given up on pool entirely because it's just a game. I'm there to enjoy myself, which I do enjoy playing pool, by the way. It gives me a little bit more of a satisfaction than the video games because it makes you think, it makes you try and push the limits of playing billiards to the limits that I've never had before with any other games. Video games are great to a certain extent, but they're limited to what you can do on them and what the intentions are within the game itself. So most one or two of my colleagues don't understand the game of billiards too well because they say, oh, I can't do this, oh, I can't do that. And it's like, look, think outside of the box. If I can do it, you can do it. And some of them have improved. I mean, I have one colleague of mine at work, Davud, right, is his first name. And whenever I played him, and it's like at first he was like, "What the heck?" And now it's like I'm very impressed on the progress that he has done. You know, he's playing and he's playing good. He's tweaking all the way properly. It's like me and the other guy have been helping him out, in a good way. It's like showing him tips and tricks, things that we've learned, and he's improved dramatically. It's like night and day. The other ones that don't even bother, I'm not even going to try. It's, for whatever reason, it's like, okay, you don't want to play, you don't want to play. I'm not going to, force it. And I respect that, it's like, they want to do what they want to do. I'm not going to force the game on them, so. If they enjoy watching, okay, that's a good thing. Today, as for Friday, I have to go pay off a bill. I have a bill that I have to pay off here. So I'm actually going to get that done this morning, right now. So that way I know it's already paid off, paid off and all that. So it's done and over with because I don't need. You know how it is with credit card. You know how it is with credit card companies. It's like you don't pay them, they start taxing you like the dickens. Well, not taxing you, putting in the interest rate on it. So I figure we're going to pay it off one shot, boom, done and over with. Thank you very much. Also, I'm going to be heading down to Le Scratch today to actually shoot some pool. In regards to that, because I need to do it because I like to, practice. Just for the fun of it, for personal gain, and that's what some people don't do, or some people do it like I do, and it's like it's only a game, and I enjoy it. Last week, actually, honestly, last week or the week before, actually the week before, I actually was with a friend of mine. We went to go see Wonder Woman, okay, on the big screen. And the movie was fantastic. I have no complaints at all with the movie. When you compare, comic book characters over the years, and you're seeing, like TV shows of those comic book characters. Like there was Linda Carter who played Wonder Woman in the early 70s. In regards to that, there was a number of iterations of The Flash as well. And then you had the Superman, comic book-wise, the cartoons. And then, one with Christopher Reeves playing Superman. And then you have these new, updates or reboots, as they like to call them, of these popular cartoon characters. So, Wonder Woman, I find overall it was a good show. I liked it a lot. The actress that played it, Gal Gadot. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, so please excuse me. If it's something different, it's something different, and I just don't remember her name properly. Played a very good Wonder Woman, and it was a good movie. And for those, and I'm not going to give the spoiler away for it. I rather give whether I liked it or not, and that's about it. If you do want to see it, go see the movie while it's still in the theaters, while you have a chance. It's something that you should see, honestly. And that's one thing I am very adamant about, is seeing something that is a good movie. And there's some movies that have been rebooted several times over, and it's like, no. It's like, it's one of those things there that either it does super well, or it's a total flop. It didn't make any revenue. It didn't make anything up until the point of paying the film off. And then you have some which I like, particularly like as an example, Tron Legacy, which are more unique and a lot harder to do, because it's still, it's one of those types of movies where it's, like, as an example, the original Tron Legacy. Oh, the original Tron movie, I should say, not the Legacy one. But the original Tron movie was so unique for its time in 1982 that it was kind of hard to define what the movie is, you know. And it used, you know, computers way back in the day, and it was a new industry. You know, this type of way of doing films was never seen before. So it was, of course, harder to make the money back because it was one of those movies that it was hard to define it, you know. And I know Steve Lissenberger, when he did do it way back in the day in 1982, did a really good job of it because it was unique. It was different from everything else. Tron Legacy, all those years later, did fairly good. It's still one of those things that, you know, it's a let's see and let's try and get it, you know, up to the levels there where it's going to do well. And it's one of those things. It's like a mystery. It's like a mystery box. It's like, it's not what you expected. It's like, it's, you know, totally off the wall of the norms. You know, it's one of those hard films to actually define in today's filming industry. And it's going to be like that for many other movies as well, where it kind of does do good. It kind of does do well, I should say. But it's kind of like, it's like it paid for itself and made a little bit of revenue, but not as what they hoped it to be. So, other than that, work is going well. I've been doing little odds and ends here and there. I've been trying to actually get some other projects done, specifically with the Arduinos and the Raspberry Pi that I have at home. Just right now at this point in time, because I'm working the evening shift, makes things a lot harder for me to get those projects worked on. Like to actually sit down and take the time and actually start programming it and doing what I want to do with them. I haven't given up on them yet. It's like the 3 servers that I have. I got them ready to go. All I have to do is just place them on my desk, plug them in, put them onto the network, and run with it. And, do the usual thing, install the OS and all that. It's just the timing factor that I have in my life right now, which limits my time of actually working on those projects, which I should. It's anything like what they say in cosplay, or like the Comic-Cons, where you're dressing up as different characters. Yaya Han is one of them. Makes fabulous cosplay characters, and many other ones that are out there, like Jessica Nigri is another popular one there, and a few other ones that I do know that are not as popular as them are great in doing what they do as a hobby, which is a passion for them, and I enjoy seeing it. And it's just a hard thing to do sometimes, As much as I like the IT, as much as I like working the IT sector, there's a lot of things that push the limits of what you know and what you can do, and learning the unknown. And even for myself, I find it a daily challenge to do that. So it's something that I enjoy doing, and even in my personal life, doing the oddball, what's the word I'm looking for? The oddball project where I know what I want to do, I know how to do it, I know how to get it done, I have the software and all that. It's just a timing factor for it, And that's where that's where the problem lies, is the timing of it. So, go figure. And yeah, so I'm almost near the bike here. I'm actually going to the one closest to the shopping center in Laval. So I'm going to actually go and have lunch too at the same time. So, but I am not going to do as much exercise as I did the last couple of days because, yes, I'm still on my diet. I'm kind of on my diet. I still take notes of what I eat, so that's a good thing. The exercise part of the walking, I used to do quite a bit of I usually try to do a lot of walking because I'm like I said, I'm in IT. I'm in like a small mini call center type of thing, or dealing in this case where I'm working at as a network operations specialist. We don't get to walk around that much, so we're mainly in front of the computers, 8 hours a day, looking like a mini version of NASA, mission control with all these monitors. So basically, we're sitting in front of a computer or laptop, eight hours a day, looking at numbers flashing up on our screen. So it makes it a little more difficult to do what we need to do. So I'm trying my best to get out as much as possible, whether it's walking to the local shopping center or going to the actual shopping center like Carrefour Laval here and actually doing my exercise, do a couple of rounds there to be able to say, yeah, I've done my walking today. I did fairly good, and it's things like that I have to still try to pursue in making sure I keep as lean as I am now. Even though if I may gain a couple pounds, I'm not down to the original figures I wanted to be at, but at least I'm there. Or at least I'm within the boundaries that I can say I'm there. I enjoy it. And still do the exercise and still not feel so, bloody sore all over. Anyhow, so let me get back to you guys, and I'll be back sure enough, okay? So give me a few moments. Back to do some more vlogging. Vlog. Do I promise to do the vlog? The whole vlog and nothing but the vlog? I promise to vlog. Okay, I'm back. I actually paid off that bill finally, thank God. And I'm off to have lunch. I'm heading over actually to Carrefour Laval over here. You won't see it here in the video because the other one that I usually use for my vlogging in the car decided to go belly up on me a while ago, a few weeks ago. So I'm actually on a backup dash cam here. So I'm actually doing it. I wanted to do this because to keep you guys, at least in the know what the hell is happening. And since then, I switched over to my old one here, my backup here that I got actually at Walmart for about $40. Not so bad. Still does 720p and all that good stuff. So at this point, I'm going to go down to get some exercise done at Carrefour Laval, and to try to do at least a little bit of walking down there and get my lunch and have my lunch there. I usually have a slice of pizza with tortellini and all that, so that's what I'm actually going to have for lunch, and then head over to my favorite place, Le Scratch, to play some pool. And I've noticed recently when I've been playing pool, I have gotten better somewhat. I've gone as far as doing kind of like trick shots almost when playing pool, even on my own, to push myself in order to get it done. It's not that I want to do trick shots. It's something that I've been wanting to learn, type of thing, because I've been playing quite a bit of pool the last couple of months because we have a pool table at work, and being in, playing pool for fun with the gang is a good thing, because we enjoy the camaraderie. As for myself, playing it personally, it's enjoyable, because that's one thing I do enjoy playing is pool, and it's just one of those things that I happen to enjoy doing, playing around. So that's one thing. I don't think I'm going to stop for the next little while, because it's a nice little hobby, and it's something that I enjoy doing on a personal level, because you get to interact with a lot of different people, colleagues, friends who also play pool, like my friend Steve, who I've played pool at least one time together, but we spent a good 2 hours playing, and he whooped my ass almost every time. So he's like, whether it was 8-ball or 9-ball. He whooped my butt good. So I mean, we had, I think, a total of 5 or 7 games, and out of those 5 or 7 games, I won at least 3 games out of the 7. So, for the simple fact, I'm not as good as a player as he is. But, you know, I was able to pull off some good shots when I was playing with him in regards to it, and he was surprised that, you know, hey, I'm not a bad player as he thought I was. And still, I mean, we just had a fun time doing it. So, and that's the main, for my purpose, that's the main thing, is just to have a good time playing pool with them. So, and for me, it's not to prove a point saying, oh, I'm a master of it, but, you know, even though I have my own pool cue and all that, it's something I enjoy doing. And we're almost there. So that's one thing I've learned, is just to have a good time. And I'm not going to make a living out of this. I would be the unluckiest guy in playing pool. The unluckiest. I wouldn't consider myself a professional at all in it. So let's get this here going, get some exercise done, and have some fun. I'm going to be back in a little bit to continue on with the vlogging at hand and have a good time with you guys. So I'll see you in a bit, and guys, don't worry, it's going to be good. I'm going to try to make up for all those lost times that I didn't vlog with you, so I'll be back soon. Had a nice little lunch there at Carrefour. My tortellini and pizza for the Friday. And I did some walking. Close to about 6,700 steps. And I'm kind of hot and sweaty. Now I'm heading over to the Scratch to play some pool and cool down a little bit, because even in there at the Carrefour Laval, it's fairly warm, and it doesn't give you a lot of options to cool down because there's a lot of people there. And since this is the long weekend, July 1st is actually Canada Day weekend, guess what? The stores are closed tomorrow, so everybody's kind of out early over here in Canada to actually open up, to actually get their stuff on Friday. Saturday the stores are closed, so that kind of rules out going for walks within Carrefour tomorrow. And what else? Well, I can at least go see a movie tomorrow if I wanted to, or go back over to the Scratch and play some more pool. The one thing I liked about the Scratch is it's a nice little place, as you have seen in my previous games that I played. Even when I had fast forward the sessions there to make it a little bit shorter. It's a nice place to go to. It's not a dingy little you know, thing there that's unknown. It's a nice place. The prices for the game of pool during the daytime is not so bad. It's a lot cheaper during the daytime than it is during the evening or evening after 5 o'clock. So I don't really go there after 5 because, for the simple fact, I'm not interested in paying extra money for it. I'd rather go there during the daytime because, simple fact, it's a lot cheaper. So I usually go there, have a couple of good rounds of pool, or try to have a good couple of rounds of pool, try to do my best in trying to improve my skills in billiards, and have fun at the same time, of course. You know, that's the main thing there, is just to be able to enjoy myself in a round of pool, whether I'm on my own or with you know, colleagues at work, playing pool there, or with a friend like my friend Steve, and just have some fun. That's the main goal of that for me, myself. And being able to show how bad I usually play in this, it's just to show you guys, you know, hey, you know, We all have our little quirks and quarrels in different things. Mine happens to be pool right now, and it's a lot better than playing video games, personally. Because you know how video games are. Every year, every new game that comes out, the specs are always so high and so demanding to play those. So I don't really want to start upgrading my systems that badly. Yes, I'm having a Coke Zero. So myself, I used to be a gamer a long time ago, but games back then, when I was playing them, like Police Quest, Doom 2, system requirements were a lot different than it is today. Most of today's games are in high resolution, 1080p, 4K, and yes, the games look very nice and all that, but I mean, for the type of game you want to play, is just too taxing and too demanding. And I know for those who like gaming, that's what they're into. I'm no longer into it, so it's like, for me to play those type of games, it's not worth my time or the money or the hassles in regards to it. My strengths, my interest in computers and computer gaming have changed quite a bit. So for me, it's no longer about high resolution graphics, this, that, and the other thing in regards to playing a game. And it's like, for me, it's like I'm now heavily into making vlogs here, like I'm doing here with my dash cam, or with my digital camera, where I take the actual raw video from there and putting it together. So for me, it's more or less along the computational lines of being able to encode the videos. So for me, it's like, the ones that I have, whether they take a couple hours to encode, is okay by me, because for the simple fact, I can leave the computer to do what it needs to do to it overnight. So for me, it's not much of a problem with the older systems. Eventually, I am going to have to upgrade to a more faster system, but until I see what I want, as for something that I would really need to upgrade to, it'll have to wait. Unless I start having more people, more of you guys add themselves into it, then would be probably worthwhile to start a Patreon account and AdSense in regards to that. So for something like that, I'm not going to do as of yet, because it's not worth my while, because I'm not making enough revenue with my vlogs, and it's a niche market that I'm in. So as for anything else that's happening in my life, it's practically non-existent. It's been so quiet. I would definitely like to have a girlfriend close to me who lives within the area that I'm working in and living in, but that hasn't happened yet. So I mean, I do miss my ex, not helping out, taking care of her eldest daughter, but nothing's happened in the region of her trying to get her stuff over here. She hasn't tried anything, so it makes it even harder for me to help her out or do anything, because she's not willing to do any other work. So can't do much about that. Things like that. And from what I've been hearing as well, from the old company I used to work for, IQT Solutions, because we used to have 3 offices, main office in Ontario and 2 satellite offices, one in Laval here and one in Three Rivers. And apparently the Mortmans, the father and son, finally had made a settlement with the guys in Ontario, so they are getting some money back, but not as much as they were hoping for. So that there, in a sense, is kind of a closure on that part for those guys. As for me and the other ones who are in the Montreal and Three Rivers area, we haven't heard anything since, so I doubt anything's going to happen. If anything does happen, it's going to be a miracle within itself, because we haven't heard anything, or nothing has been done. So that's where things lie in that area for that. So can't do much about it. I'm just thankful I have a job and I'm doing what I'm doing now, and I enjoy what I'm doing. So that's the main thing these days. Can't do much about that. Got to do what you got to do, right? Everything is on a day-to-day basis as you need to know. I'm hopefully going to try to get back into some model rocketry, because I do have some model rockets at home. It's just a matter of getting some time to actually sit down and actually work on the models themselves. And of course, my servers that I have there still try to get those up and running as well too. As you can see, it's just everything is a matter of time. Eventually, I am going to do something in regards to the model rocketry there. I actually show you a couple of them that I have here. It's just a matter of sitting down and actually doing the recordings for it. So as soon as I get some time where I can actually sit down and assemble one together and show you what it is all about, you guys will definitely see about it. So that's one thing I'm sure of. You guys will definitely love something like that, but if you haven't done it before. And take you guys out too to actually shoot some of these rockets, because they're fun to do. They're fun to work with, and fun to actually launch them into space, so to speak. So we'll do that together eventually. It's just a matter of, like I said, time. The timing is of the essence, and hopefully we'll have a good time in doing so. So right now I'm close by to Le Scratch. Not too far away. We're under the 5-minute mark here, just because the traffic right now is being not so heavy, but it's starting to get congested because it's a Friday afternoon. And of course, since it's also the long weekend, there's a lot of people leaving early to work, leaving early from work to head either up north or heading over to where they need to go for the long weekend. And it's also the moving weekend to July 1st, so there's going to be definitely a lot of boxes tomorrow that we're going to see out on the local for the local garbage to take care of. So we're going to take a look. We'll see that probably tomorrow as well. So I'm basically here just looking for some parking space, and we'll be back. So see you guys soon. I'm back from shooting pool. Today was an okay day. It seems like I kept, not in every game, but in some of the games they're doing so-so. Some of them is like, it's like white ball after white ball getting hit, whatever ball I was trying to aim for. Others, like, well, they're okay. Could always be better, as always. And that's part of the thing there with shooting pool. And of course, this is never the fun thing. So, can only do so much. And the fun thing is, I enjoyed myself, even if it was still warm and all that in there. I'm hoping when I get home there that the air conditioner will still be on, because I don't like the heat here. It's the humidity that actually makes it actually worse than it is. And can't do much with that there, especially with the heat being the way it is during the summertime in Canada here. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. and your weekend, your Canada Day weekend if you have it in Canada. If you're in the States and all that, I wish you guys the happy July 4th, because I know that's a national holiday in the States. So I know you guys are going to be having fun in the States on July the 4th. Meanwhile, in Canada, we'll be working. But that's half the thing there, so can't complain about that. I'm going to probably shoot some pool again tomorrow in regards to that as well, so that way I have 2 days worth of pool to actually edit. And I've started to do this, instead of making 2 separate pool things, 2 separate videos on the pool, I'm combining them as one large one. So basically they're going to be 2 hours long in regards to it. Today I happen not to be at my normal table that I usually play, which is table 18 there. I was given table 13 for the day, for the hour that I was actually there today. And the only thing I can say is, with the billiard tables, and some people might not know this, or if you haven't played pool at all, you probably won't see it. But as you play pool on some of these tables, some of the tables are slightly different from the other ones. Like when you play them, you'll see the type of reactions that you get with the billiard ball, or with the billiard balls, so to speak. I'm just sounding like I'm saying something dirty there. Anyhow, as you're playing on some of these tables, you'll get different reactions from the table itself when playing pool. So I noticed that a couple of times, even at work, and then I compare it to one of the ones that I usually use here at the Scratch there. It's a big difference. It's like night and day. Sometimes where you do a bounce or a rebound or kick shot from one of the boundaries. Some of it sometimes is really bouncy, and other times it's like so. So things like that. There tends to be a little rough around the edges. It's like unexpected. You don't realize it until afterwards. So other than doing that there, I think once I get home, I'm actually going to sit down and relax to get well rested. I didn't sleep well last night because of the humidity factor and not being as cold as I was hoping to be last night, because the air conditioner was actually turned off during the evening while I was away, which I didn't like too much, because I usually like coming into a cold room. If it would be different if it was actually during dead of winter, where you have like minus 15, minus 20 degrees below zero, where you need to warm up. Okay, that's a different story. But because of the heat and all that, I'd rather stay cool. I'd rather come into a cool room than into one that is like, it feels so hot and muggy. So, but that's just me. That's just a matter of personal preference. Not everybody's like that. Some people can't stand the cold, and some people just can't stand the heat. I'm stuck in the middle there somewhere. It's like the type of temperature I want, nobody wants to have. So when I get home, I have to get some photos transferred from my mom at the same time, so that way she can get her photos taken. So other than that, I hope you guys are doing okay. Everything's fine at work, where you're working at, that you're not working too hard and too stressed out, that everything's going smoothly. And whenever you guys get a chance, please give a thumbs up or a thumbs down in regards to my billiard play when you have a chance to see them, when I get them posted up. And let me know if you actually are interested in something like that, or if I should just stop completely playing pool, or at least videotaping the pool games that I do, because I really want to know what you guys think, because I haven't seen any words about it. So it would be really appreciated if you guys can do that for me. on that note, what I am going to do is I'm going to catch you guys later on. This vlog might or might not be finished as of yet, but we'll take it as she comes, as they usually say, and we'll take it from there. So I'll see you guys later, and have a good day. Thank God it's kind of like Sunday. Well, theoretically it's Saturday. Well, practically it is Saturday, but theoretically it's my Sunday. Just going out to get some burgers for my parents and I, and then I'm going to go out and shoot some pool. I spoke with my friend Steve. He's doing okay, keeping busy and out of trouble. My friend Dripian, of course, he's doing his own thing. He's actually on vacation for the next 2 weeks, so I don't have to hear anything about him, which is okay. And he did what he had to do and done what he wanted to do, and that's about it. So this afternoon I'm actually going to go down and shoot some pool today again. Yeah, I have to, it's becoming a weekend ritual. Friday and Saturday are my 1 hour pool times there at Le Scratch. So I'm going to go down there, get some pool done. Once I get that done, and of course videotape it and post it on YouTube, I'm actually going to edit this vlog at the same time. So that's after I'm done. After I done and get back home, this vlog and the pool vlog, I'm going to get done right away and get them ready to be uploaded to YouTube here. So usually with the billiards thing or the pool stuff that I usually play over at the Scratch, it's merely for practice and having fun. So I'm not doing it as a professional. I'm just doing it for the enjoyment of it. And since I have my own pool cues and all that, it's something that I like making sure I keep in shape for, and still do my walking too at the same time. So surprisingly, since the stores are closed today on July 1st, which is Canada Day, 150 years, thank God for that. Yay, Canada, 150 years young. And most of the stores are closed, so I won't be able to actually do my walking at Carrefour Laval, which is okay. I mean, we can only do so much on those things, so got to do what we got to do, right? And since it's the long weekend, I was actually surprised yesterday when I was which was my Saturday, because most people here up here in Canada usually have either the Friday off or they get the Monday off. So either way, they have a day off in regards to that. And to my surprise, that didn't happen because there was a lot of traffic coming back up north. So that there is also one thing that I tend to don't like going into traffic that much, especially when it starts around 2 o'clock in the afternoon and finishes at 6. So that's always the hardest thing in the game of pool, not in the game of pool, but living up north, about 20 minutes away from work and all that, and to go to the Scratch too. So it's like, you got 15 minutes to get there and 15 minutes to get back, and it ends up being a 45-minute drive. So that's about it in regards to that. And then, of course, you know, everybody has to do their laundry and all that, so that's also another thing that has to get done. Anyhow, don't you love when the drives are always uneven? Anyhow, so I'm basically here. Let's see if I can park correctly this time. Do I? Yes, I can. There we go. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to be back. Give me a few moments. I might cut back in actually heading over to Le Scratch directly, so I'll be back first, okay? See you soon. Just finished having my hamburger from Harvey's. Had an Angus burger, which was good. Only disappointing part is they didn't have any fries. That's where I was not miffed, but understood. My father didn't understand either. He's like, well, how can they not have fries? Well, they just had it on back order. They didn't arrive. They ordered something. They just didn't have it. Anyhow, so I'm actually heading over to Le Scratch. So that way I'll be able to play some pool. Thank you very much, you little fool. Not you guys here. Not you guys on the thing. The guy in front of me there. Anyhow. So, I'm going to play about an hour's worth of pool down at Le Scratch. Hopefully I'll be a lot better than I was yesterday. Yesterday's pool game that I had, usually the guys know me already, and usually when I get there, they usually know which pool table I want in order to play, in order to play some decent pool. Well, yesterday, the one that I usually get was already been taken, which for all case purposes, was fine. I was not going to bitch and complain. They got there first. Hey, it's first come, first serve, which I totally agree. And I was not going to make a big huff of it. But anyhow, the one that I was on, I was able to record me playing pool, but the camera angle was not so great on it. You could see me playing pool, but it was more or less a little harder than usual to see what I was hitting in there. So that was about the extent of it. So with that there, it probably might be a little bit harder to see what's actually going on the first hour or so. I'm hoping when I get there for today, I'm hoping. If not, I don't want to be too good. I'm going to see if I can actually get table 18 in my usual table. So, that there. And I'm going to bring both of my pool cubes in there with me today too as well. What I did do is I do have these cleaning wipes, these guys here. And what they do before I even start recording is I'm going to quickly clean my pool cubes. Because they're starting to get they feel a little bit sticky there. And all that. We can transport it around in my cases there. But still, it's just because you know how skin is these days. We tend to shed, skin from time to time, and I just want to make sure that they're clean when I play them, and everything will be fine. It's something, the cleaning compound that I have there are meant strictly for the pool cubes. I double checked with Canada Billiards, which is the place I go to almost every week or every couple of weeks. In regards to stuff like this, send the clients their way and get them, So they're very familiar with me, and I'm very familiar with them. We tend to help each other out. So we're trying to do the two pool cubes that I have with me, just to make sure that they're nice and clean, and make sure about an hour's worth of pool. So hopefully I'll do a lot better than I did last time. So last time I can only laugh at myself because it's like, you silly goose. It's like, you could have done this, but you did that. But it's also depending on the time of day, the climate, and all that when playing the pool. Because the pool table itself, the environment that it's in, changes quite a bit, and it makes the game a little bit more difficult to play. Or not too difficult that it can't be played, but it affects the rhythm that you're in with that particular pool table. And even though I don't have a pool table at home, I probably would see the same type of effects that would be happening there. So this is why I like going down there for about an hour or so to, just to keep things in practice, just to keep things, going. And I do on a regular basis, once every weekend is review the training videos that I have, like how to units in English, inner and outer English, how to draw, how to follow through more closely with the cue ball itself. also look at some of the advanced techniques that are in billiards. It's just to be able to put those into practical purposes when playing. Like I mentioned many times before, I'm not one of those professionals that do this for a living, but still it's good to always review every so often and be able to do those type of things at the pool, at the pool that you're having, like whether it's with colleagues or just on your own, being able to practice and all that, have a good time. Even though I'm working on the evening shift, it isn't for me to go out like on a Saturday or a Sunday to actually shoot in the pool with colleagues and all that. So it makes it that much harder to do. So, and that's one thing I've learned on my own that not many people do is just to keep on practicing, just try to get better at the game. That's the other thing I've done almost on a religious basis. So, gotta keep those things running and keep those things going. I just passed by work and there's nobody there. That's right. We're sorry. See what's going to happen when we get to work. Anyhow, nothing has changed as for schedule-wise, so until something happens there, I'm not going to worry too much. They actually get two new people in at work for the day shift and the evening shift. There's nothing much that they can do to actually change the schedule at this point in time. So that's the other thing too at work. We had lost two people, two great people, but I don't know what the reasons were. One I think couldn't stand working on the graveyard shift. The other one just decided to outright just leave. No reason in the world. So there's nothing much I can do in regards to that. Other than that, going out to movies, not today. I am eventually I want to go see actually one other movie, which is the one from the new Transformers that came out with Optimus Prime and all that. That's one I do want to go see, but I'll hold off on that for the time being because right now I'm not ready to go see it yet. So that just puts it into perspective there. So what we'll see is what we'll do later on. We'll see during the week, see what's up, see what can be done. Walking wise, I'm not going to do any exercise outside because it's raining. So the exercise that I'm going to get is going to be very small for today. So can you only do so much? And how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well over there, wherever you are in Canada and everywhere else. So we're going to take it easy today, and I'll get as soon as I can get the footage done for this vlog and for the pool, you guys will be up to date with what's happening in my life. Other than that, I still speak to my ex from time to time, the one that has 2 children. My last one there that I had that actually broke up with me on the 25th of December, I have not heard anything since with her, which is a good thing. I'd rather not think of her. Even if she tries to contact me back, it's not going to happen. Even if she tries to do this, that, and the other thing, it's not even worth the time. So, that's basically about it with everything else. I'll give you the scoop as soon as I get in, as soon as I'm done with the videotaping and all that of the game of pool. just so you guys be up to par with it. So that's the other thing too, is bringing your own stuff takes a lot of time. Sometimes it takes a little, sometimes it takes a lot. It all depends. I'm hoping that today I'll play a lot better than I did yesterday. And I tend, when you actually look at yourself playing and you critique your own saying I should have done this, I should have done that. It takes you look at it differently. You are your own harshest critic in regards to whatever the game is, whether it's playing pool, bowling, whatever the case may be. So that's one thing I've learned. Some people are less harsh on themselves than others. And I know one of my colleagues who I had a chance to play pool with. But usually, when I look at it, it's usually straightforward for the shots, what we hit and how we hit. Usually it should take you under, under 5 to 10 seconds to shoot the ball. And this guy's taking like about a minute or two to actually aim each other up and this and that. And it's like, come on, you can do this. It's under 30 seconds. It's like he said, and some of the shots that I usually do, it's like, yeah, but how can you do it? I go, simple. I just can't. I just push myself to that limit, And that's what he doesn't understand. It's like, I said, look, you're just going for the straight shots. I said, trust me on this. It's easy to do, So that's about the extent when I look at the other people playing. You try to help them out as best you can without, one, getting angry, two, being impatient to get back onto the pool floor there, That's the other thing that I am sometimes. But even when I'm playing by myself, it's like, I could have done this, I could have done that, I could have done this. It's like, and you go through a mountain of different scenarios. And even when I shoot, when I'm looking at certain play shots, I'm looking, okay, can I get, I'm trying to think, 2, 3, 4 shots ahead. And sometimes even I had problems doing that. And it's like, But also when I'm playing alone, I'm playing against myself with both stripes and solids. So it makes it, no matter what you try to do as much as you can on either side to see which one is the best one to go for, That's the other thing too that I try to do is like, when I'm playing against somebody, whether it's somebody at work and they ask me, this is, I only see one shot, I see this, and you point it out, And it's like, how can you see all that? Because I know I played it long enough and I'm learning the ins and outs of reading the table, So that makes the other thing kind of it is important to be able to know where you can, lock up X amount of time being on the queue, playing your turn, than it is just shooting one ball at a time, I try to do both at the same time, if not more, so. Only 1 o'clock. I have a whole bunch of things to do at home too afterwards once I get home. See, even us geek guys who do vlogging have a lot of things on their mind. And my friend Steve, who asked to borrow my ATI TV tuner, I did bring it to him to loan it to him so he can actually use it to help his girlfriend to get some stuff put on digitally onto the computer. I just realized that afterwards, after handing it off, that I actually had another device. Actually, it's a computer system itself that does the exact same thing that he needed to do, but it's a dedicated system. the computer that I'm referring to, if you're not too familiar, they used to be a popular company way back in the day. They're called Silicon Graphics Incorporated. They used to make a line of workstations, like the Onyx, the Octane, the O2, O2 Plus. These were graphic workstations, meaning that they were dealing with animation way back in the day. So they had many different movie companies and all that using these type of machines to create for the filming industry animation, like intros, detailing of certain things, like what they wanted what they wanted to be animated in the film world, and they would add that into the actual process of the movie itself. So if you've ever seen something like The Abyss, as an example, one of the characters that you see in there that's all silver and all that was actually made by the O2 from the Silicon Graphics machine. So anyhow, right now we are finally here at Little Scratch, and I am actually going to go inside. I'm actually going to have a cigarette before I do that too, just before I go in. I'm going to see you guys after that. I should get myself filmed shooting pool, and I'll see you guys afterwards and let you know how it went. And once I get them both edited in and uploaded, you'll see both. Catch you soon. The game of pool today wasn't too good. It was not the hottest day of my days, which is to be expected. It's okay. We're allowed to have our little fumbling days. What can you do? Just take it one step at a time. Today happens because it's raining and all that, so it's muggy. Even in the pool hall, it was muggy over there too. Not enough cold air. Can't do much about that. But you know, you'll have your days where you have your ups and downs, even in the game of pool. So what I ended up doing is doing the best what I could do for my game today. And you'll see that in the billiard vlog that I'll be posting up soon once I get everything edited together. So there'll be this and the vlog itself. Can't wait to get into my room. It's nice and cold. At least I'll be able to chill out a little bit and take it easy there. So there's nothing much I can do in regards to that part of it. So just take it one step at a time. I hope everybody's doing okay, and I hope you guys enjoy the how badly I played in pool 2. So I mean, for me, it's only a game. You know, I'm not there to prove anybody else. I'm just there to show that, you know, yes, I can play pool. Yes, I'll have my good days, and I'll have my bad days too. So as for my love life, it's completely dead, shot. Nothing's going on with that. Even though I wish I did have a girlfriend, but there's nothing much I can do in regards to it. So even though my ex wants me to come down for a visit, or at least come down there to see them, which I highly doubt I'll do at this point in time, because I don't have enough money to saved up to do it. If I did, I would be able to do it, but I don't. So I can't go as much as I would like to go and be able to see my daughter, who I've been, well, she loves me as her biological father, and I love her as my biological child, but I haven't seen neither hide nor hair of them. Even during the last couple of years, you know, they say they wanted to come up. They never made any initiative to come up, and I couldn't come down for the simple fact because I was having all these contract jobs, so I couldn't exactly pull myself away because I need money. Now I need the money coming in. So until I can actually do that, the vacation thing there will have to hold. And I really want to go down and be able to see them, but not until I can get my affairs into order in regards to that. And if they want to come and see me, well, they have to do the same thing for themselves. I'm not exactly going to be Mr. Happy and trying to send that type of money down to get them to come up. It's a fairly hefty ride going from one side of the planet to the other, and it costs a lot of money too. I remember hearing one of my friends, well, actually I think it's my brother, who went a round trip to several places, and it's like it was about $5,000 to $7,000, and it's like that's quite a bit of money. So it's like, yeah, even if I wanted to go down to see them in the Philippines, it's still $2-3 grand. So until I can get that money scraped up and my affairs into order, even for getting the the passport done, I can't do much. So I need to get the passport done. I need to get everything else done in regards to it. So once I can get that done and get everything together, then I'll be able to go down. But right now it's a no-go. So, and right now I have to concentrate what I have to do at work and get that done and get that done and prepared and get everything in tip-top shape for that. So once I can get that done, then I'll be okay. So I'm gonna take it one step at a time, see what happens. Next up, back home, get my usual stuff that I had to get done on a Saturday, because Sunday is going to be the day I go back to work. Oh, the fun's it going. So we're going to actually take a look into it and see what we can do. And work-wise, everything is okay. We're expecting to do a little quiz on our typing skills this coming week. It's for our boss, my manager's manager, because he wants to make sure that we're up to 40 words a minute and 95% proficiency, which is going to be kind of hard to do because it'll vary from person to person, and things like that take a lot of practice. And some days, you know how it is, some days you'll be able to do it without any problems, other days you're just not into it. So it'll vary from person to person. I'm quite sure we'll work out something in order to satisfy what they need in regards to that. So until that then we'll take it one step at a time. So, and with that there, I'm going to leave you guys go. I hope you guys will have a great rest of the week and have a great Canada's Day and all that, and a good July 4th that's coming up this week. I'll see you guys next week, hopefully, or soon enough, if I decide to continue on vlogging like this, using my dash cam. So, have you guys a great week and a fantastic weekend.